You like a little limp biscuit?
Sure.
You like a little biscuit?
Yeah.
Yeah? Roll.
What's up, and welcome back to another episode of Video Rentals, the series where I choose two movies, do a double feature from movies that I find out in the wild, Blu-ray and DVD hunting at various places, and then I talk about them in depth with you guys. Now, these are always movies that I've never seen before. Sometimes they're older, sometimes they're more recent, but usually they're movies that a lot of people have heard about, a lot of people have seen already except for me, and there will be spoilers. So if you haven't seen these movies or don't want them spoiled, then skip to the one in the chapters that you want to see, or just don't watch whatever. I don't know, I shouldn't be telling you how to do your fucking thing, but the chapters are down below. Spoiler alert for both of these movies. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the movies of this episode. So the first movie I watched for this episode is 1 Hour Photo with Robin Williams. And man, this movie was very creepy. I don't think I've been this creeped out by a performance or by a movie since I watched the movie Happiness. If you know, you know. I'm definitely not going to touch that in this episode. But man, I don't know if I can really look at Robin Williams the same after this. I knew he was a good actor, but damn, man. This is a weird, creepy-ass movie. So I don't know. This movie starts off innocently enough, sort of, even though it kind of jumps into the creepiness very quickly. It's about Robin Williams, who's a photo tech at one of the pharmacy sort of 1 hour photo places back in the day that they used to have. Younger people watching this may not even know what that is. It's where you could go to Walgreens or CVS or whatever, drop off your film back when film was the only option for photography, and then they would develop it, and they usually could have it done within an hour, and they'd give you prints back. Anyway, Robin Williams plays a guy who works at one of those, except he takes a particular interest in this one family for some reason. I don't know if it's just because the wife is attractive or because this guy's a creepy loser. Probably more so the creepy loser part, because right off the bat you kind of know he's gonna go to some creepy stalker sort of shit, and of course it does go there. And he's making doubles. Well, actually the family wants doubles of their photos, which is normal, but he makes 3 sets so that he can keep one. And he has this full wall in his apartment that's just a mosaic of all of their photos, all their family photos, all put together on the wall in a big mural mosaic-like thing, like I mentioned. And if it wasn't for the fact that this is a family that he doesn't know, and a family that is just coming in to the grocery store place to have their photos developed, if it wasn't for that, the mosaic thing in his apartment was actually kind of cool, besides the creepy stalker aspect of it, like I said. And then he starts doing weird shit, like showing up to the son's soccer practice, which did not, for whatever reason, raise any alarm bells in the coach's head. This one creepy guy sitting there in the stands, 20 feet away, watching them practice for soccer, and then talking to the kid individually after practice. And it's, you would have to assume that the coach knows the parents. He didn't really seem too bothered by some creepy old man talking to this little kid and walking him home. Whatever. I guess that's just the movie. And then it starts to get even creepier and creepier until the very end, where, spoiler alert, I think I mentioned that in the beginning or the intro, that there will be spoilers, but I guess he just wanted to get back at the husband once he found out the husband was cheating, because he really liked the wife and wanted to be a part of the family, and he felt very hurt by the husband cheating. I really thought he was going to kill them in the end. He didn't. He just took photos of them naked, the husband and the mistress, in a hotel room. It's a good movie. Robin Williams plays this guy to a T, very well. But again, it is very creepy, very weird, but didn't go as far as I thought it could have gone, honestly. And it didn't go as far as I thought it would at the very end. Because, like I said, he doesn't kill... Did I mention that already? He doesn't kill the mistress. He doesn't kill the husband. Everyone lives happily ever after, except for him, I guess, because he gets arrested and caught by the cops. But I don't know, I enjoyed it, and I'm very happy to finally have seen this, because this has been on my list of movies to watch for a long time. It's been recommended by a couple people throughout the years to me as a great Robin Williams movie, as a great Robin Williams performance. And honestly, as somebody who's into photography and shoots film photography, it was interesting from that aspect as well, even though it's very creepy. Like, it starts off with him like giving these little metaphors for how photography relates to life and different things like that, and I was kind of digging it until it starts to get a little creepier and a little creepier and a little creepier until it's like, okay, damn, this dude is nuts. And that's the whole point of the movie. But you know, I honestly kind of miss the old days where film photography, well, you know, I grew up with digital photography already, but man, I can't imagine living in a time where film photography was the only way to take photos. That must have been kind of nuts, but in a cool way. Although no one living in that time knew any different, but you know. So let's go ahead and move on to the next movie, the second movie for this episode. And the second movie I watched is The Fanatic, directed by Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit, of all things, starring John Travolta playing an autistic man? I don't know, they don't really make it clear, but obviously he's got a few screws loose because he's obsessed with these, well, specifically this one actor played by Devon Sawa, which was kind of cool. And man, he really wants that damn signature, which is kind of the whole idea of the movie, is he's really trying to get Devon Sawa's signature, and then he gets denied because Devon Sawa's character is kind of a dick. He kind of gets mad about that, starts stalking him a little bit. Well, not a little bit, a lot. And the movie kind of goes from there. But honestly, I don't know if I'll really revisit this. I respect it if this is a movie for you that's a so bad it's good movie. I respect it. But for me, I don't know if I'll ever want to rewatch this again. It was fun for the runtime, but that's really about all I have to say about it. It didn't really get super, super nuts until the very end. I mean, I don't know. It was enjoyable to watch John Travolta play a mentally challenged person to some degree. But for me personally, I don't know if I'll ever revisit this again, but I did enjoy it. I keep forgetting that I'm allowed to go into spoilers on these because I did a spoiler warning at the beginning. I'm so used to not spoiling anything in my normal movie reactions. So let's just get into it. I've got a few questions. I don't really know if there's any answers. And again, I'm not trying to be too harsh on this movie because for what it is enjoyable. But why the hell was that paparazzi girl who looked like she could be in high school hanging out with this dude who's obviously nuts? And I swear, somebody told me that John Travolta takes a shit in this guy's house, which doesn't happen. Well, I don't know. It's implied that he comes out of the bathroom at one point. I thought they meant literally taking a shit Amber Heard style on the fucking bed or some shit, you know? Anyway, I think that would have been great. I think they almost could have gone a little further with the craziness, like with stuff like that. But it was pretty crazy, you know, when he has Devon Sawa tied up and all that shit. He fucking kills the maid too. I forgot about that. And then Devon Sawa in the end gets blamed for the maid's death. That's fucking nuts, dude. So I don't know. I respect it on that level, but I do think they could have pushed it in some other areas. I feel like I'm just repeating myself at this point. I apologize if you wanted like a more in-depth fucking analysis, but I don't really know how deep you can really go with this movie anyway. So I don't know. I'm definitely glad I watched it though. I really wanted to know what this movie was about. I had heard about it from a lot of people when it came out. It was being pushed as this sort of like cult classic sort of thing, which is kind of weird when a movie comes out and people are trying to push something as a cult classic. I don't know if it ever really achieved that status. Well, with some people it did. And again, I respect it. You know, I get it. But yeah, that's going to wrap up this episode of Video Rentals. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'll have another one coming down the road eventually. So as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.